Hello children, let's move on to the next chapter, and in this chapter we are going to learn about quadrilaterals. This is chapter 7. So let us understand the term quadrilaterals. Quadrilaterals, if I split into two parts, quad and laterals. Quad itself meaning of quad is 4 and lateral means lines. So a closed figure which is made up of 4 lines is called as a quadrilateral. So in our daily life, every day we see objects which have the shape of a quadrilateral. So how many of you have seen a TV? All of you have a TV at home, right? It has the shape of a quadrilateral. So some examples which you see in your daily life. TV is the shape of a quadrilateral. Have you seen an envelope? This is the shape of a quadrilateral. Then what about the square, the blackboard in your classroom? That's the shape of a quadrilateral. Then with the desk on which you sit and write, that's the shape of a quadrilateral. So these are all so many objects you see around you which have quadrilateral shape. Now what you can do is, you can write some shapes, some objects which have the shape of a quadrilateral in the comment section box. So let us see how many of you are going to do it, right? Now let us come to the actual quadrilateral and see the different parts of the quadrilateral. What a quadrilateral is made up of. As I told you, a quadrilateral is made up of 4 lines and it's a closed figure. So these lines are called as the sides of the quadrilateral. So this has got 4 sides, AB, BC, CD and DA. So the 4 sides of the quadrilateral. When 2 lines meet, it meets at a point which we call as the vertex. So we have 4 vertices A, B, C and D, 4 vertices, and when 2 lines meet at a point, an angle is also formed. So angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D are the 4 angles. When I join the opposite vertices of this quadrilateral, I am going to get a diagonal. So I am having AC as one diagonal and BD as the other diagonal. So let's summarize. What did we learn now? A quadrilateral is a closed 4-sided figure. And many objects around us are having the shape of a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is made up of 4 sides, 4 vertices, 4 angles and 2 diagonals. Okay? Now let's move on to the next part, in which we are going to learn the sum of all the angles in a quadrilateral is 360 degrees. Children, last year in the 8th standard, you learned that the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees, isn't it? So now you're going to learn that sum of all the angles in a quadrilateral is 360 and we are going to prove it. Now here I have taken a quadrilateral in which there are 2 triangles. 2 triangles are making up this quadrilateral. One triangle is ABD. I have represented it as yellow color. Another triangle is BCD, which is a pink color triangle. Now in the triangle, what I am going to see is, let me take the first triangle, that is the yellow one. In the triangle ADB, angle A plus angle ABD plus angle ADB is equal to 180 degrees. We'll call this equation 1. Now we'll take the other triangle BCD. In the other triangle BCD, angle CBD plus angle C plus angle CDB is equal to 180 degrees. Correct? Now let us add equation 1 and 2. So when I add 1 and 2, I am getting angle A plus angle A plus angle C, and angle B's together. I'll keep them together so that when I add these 2 small angle B, I get the bigger angle B. And angle C, I'm writing it here. And similarly, I'm doing the same thing for angle D. So these 2 angles, I'm keeping it together so that when I add this angle and this angle, I'm going to get the big angle D. So angle D. So I'm going to add everything. It will come angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360 degrees. So what did we learn in this? We learned that when we add all the angles in a quadrilateral, the total should be 360 degrees. Any doubt? Okay, so let's go to the different types of quadrilaterals we are learning. So what are the different types of quadrilaterals? You can see that I have kept 6 types of quadrilaterals. I have pasted over here with different colors. So the first one is in this quadrilateral, all sides are equal and all angles are 90 degrees. That means all angles are right angled. And also if I join the diagonals, I can see that the diagonals are equal. So this quadrilateral is called as a square. Coming to the next quadrilateral, which is a rectangle. In a rectangle, opposite sides are equal and the diagonals also are equal. All angles are right angles. So therefore this is a rectangle. This quadrilateral is a rectangle. Coming to the purple one, which is a parallelogram. In a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal but angles are not 90. Can you see this? Angles are not 90. And even the diagonals are also not equal to each other. In a rhombus, all sides are equal but diagonals are not equal and angles also are not equal to 90 degrees. Now coming to the trapezium, in this quadrilateral, only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Okay, so this kind of a quadrilateral is called as a trapezium. Now coming to the last one, which is called the kite. If you see this kite, this and this is adjacent. This one pair is equal. This another pair of adjacent side. These two are equal. So in a kite, two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. What's the difference between a square and a rhombus? In a square, all sides are equal, and all angles are 90 degrees. But it's not so in a rhombus. Angles are not 90 degrees. And in the square, diagonals are equal, but in a rhombus, diagonals are not equal. Same thing we are having in a rectangle and in a parallelogram. All angles are 90 in a rectangle, but here it's not 90 degrees. And also diagonals here are not equal, whereas diagonals in a rectangle are equal. So any doubts? So we have got 6 types of quadrilaterals: square, rectangle, kite, parallelogram, rhombus and a trapezium. Let's go to the properties of a parallelogram. So the first property of a parallelogram is that a diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. So I've drawn a diagonal here, and once I draw a diagonal in a parallelogram, I'm getting two triangles, and these two triangles are congruent to each other. So in the figure, AB is parallel to DC, and because it is parallel, and also we know that CA becomes a transversal. So you learnt in 7th standard that when a transversal cuts a pair of parallel lines, we get interior alternate angles. Angle DCA and angle BAC are alternate angles and they are equal. So angle DCA is equal to angle BCA. It is equal, alternate angles. Similarly, DA is parallel to BCB and this is a transversal. Therefore, angle DAC, this angle is equal to angle BCA here, this one. And therefore, they are also alternate angles, and that is one thing. And here AC is common to both. AC is common to both. So what did I learn in these two triangles? That this angle is equal to this and this is equal to this, and also this is common to, and this is common to both. Therefore, this triangle is congruent to this triangle. These two triangles are congruent to one another. Thus, we learned the first property. A diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Now, coming to the property number 2. In property number 2, we are learning that in a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal. So we are seeing that a parallelogram, I have drawn a diagonal also. And what did we learn in property 1? A diagonal divides a parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Yes. So this triangle and this triangle are congruent. Because they are congruent, the corresponding paths are equal. Therefore, AB is equal to DC and BC is equal to AD. So this means opposite sides in a parallelogram are equal. Thus proved. Now let us come to property number 3. Property number 3 is the converse of property number 2. If opposite sides in a quadrilateral are equal, then that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. We are going to learn that. So we know that in this one, we know that AB is equal to CD, AB is equal to DC, and also we know that AC is common to both, and DB is equal to this. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent. ABC is congruent to triangle ADC. Now we know that because these two triangles are congruent, this angle becomes equal to this angle, but they are alternate angles. Because an alternate angle comes when? Only when there are parallel lines, right? That means there is some parallel lines here. Therefore, DC is parallel to BA or DC is parallel to AB. I wrote one. Similarly, I wrote that this angle is equal to this angle. Therefore, we know that they are alternate angles. Hence, AD is parallel to BC. So, what did we learn? That this is parallel to this and this is parallel to this. Therefore, ABCD is a parallelogram. Is a parallelogram we learned. That means we learned that opposite sides are equal means that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Now coming to the property number 4. In property number 4, you are learning that opposite angles in a parallelogram are equal. This you can do an activity. You can draw many parallelograms of different lengths and find out whether the opposite angles are equal. You will always see that whichever parallelogram you are doing, you can see that opposite angles are always equal. So this is the 4th property, and the 5th property is also is the converse of the property number 4. The property number 5 is that if in a quadrilateral, if the opposite angles are equal, then that quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So this is what property number 5. Now coming to property number 6. In a parallelogram, the diagonals are bisecting each other. That means this diagonal bisects this and this diagonal bisects this. So we learned that AC bisects BD and BD bisects AC. So what I am going to do is that since ABCD is a parallelogram, I know that opposite sides are parallel, and I also know that opposite sides are equal. Let me consider the triangles AOB and DOC. I am going to consider these two triangles. I know that this angle is equal to this angle because they are alternate and they are parallel also, and this angle is equal to this angle, and this side is equal to this side. Therefore, this triangle is congruent to this triangle. Because they are congruent, AO is equal to OC and OB is equal to OD. Isn't it simple? Isn't it simple? So easy, isn't it? Really, really easy. And are you finding it easy? If you are having any doubts, please put your comments in the section box so that I can handle it. Now, the last property of this chapter: in a quadrilateral, if diagonals bisect each other, then that quadrilateral is also called as a parallelogram. AO is equal to OC, I know, and OB is equal to OD, I know. That means I know that the diagonals are bisecting each other. Now I have to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. So I'll take the triangles, this triangle and this triangle. I'm going to prove that these two triangles are congruent, AOB and DOC. So they are congruent by this postulate called as this postulate is known as a SAS postulate. This side is equal to this side and this side is equal to this side, and this angle are vertically opposite angles. Therefore, they are said to be an SAS postulate. So SAS postulate triangle. So I'll write here SAS. Because they are congruent, therefore this angle is equal to this angle and this angle is equal to this angle. But they are alternate angles. If there are alternate angles, it means that there must be parallel line. Therefore, this is parallel to this. So we learnt. Now, therefore, this is a parallelogram. Because we have that they are equal and they are also parallel. Therefore, ABCD becomes a parallelogram. So we finish with a part of the chapter on quadrilaterals. The next video will be the remaining part of the quadrilaterals. So I hope you have understood. And if you have any doubts, you can freely ask me anything, whatever you like. And go to the video once again to understand much better. Okay, see you in the next video.